Well, hello and welcome back to Nathan's Garage. I am Nathan Kershaw and this is the XR4Ti, and we're carrying on from where we left off. I now have two grade A bolts for the front arms that won't strip themselves out, and I've got some parts coming from Jeff Esteban for the steering, which I'm going to show you in 2 minutes. Don't forget, if you guys want to see any of the merch, if you head over to nathansgarage.com, it'll give you a link down to Teespring and you can see the entire storefront, so you can see all the things that are for sale. July 4th is coming up and we have a few things in there that have been wonderfully created by Wife-tastic just for you guys to buy. Right, well, let me show you the steering stuff. First of all, we have this poly replacement for the rack joint, which is halfway down the shaft, which on mine is completely dry rotten and not really doing a lot. New bolts as well. And then this is a pretty nifty piece of kit. Where the XR steering shaft goes through the bulkhead, it has this kind of like plastic bush which moves all around. So this is a bearing which replaces it. So it just makes the steering feel a lot more positive. So the rack joint's going to be getting done first. I apologise for any wind. It's absolutely insanely windy today. So we shall push on and hope you can hear me. Right, this is the steering shaft. So that is driver's input goes in there. That goes like that. And it goes over this kind of like triangulated shaft. And then this goes down towards the steering rack, and this is the rack joint we're going to be replacing. I want to cut into things that we're not going to be reusing. So I'm going to cut that and then that. Okay, top part. Looks like we're gonna have to. Oh, that's a collar. Okay. Look at that. Okay, I think that's going to be sit it in a vise and hit it. So yeah, so they're just studs that were pressed in that way. So just seat that part on a vise and whack them out. That is awfully close. You can see that. It's a Dr. Google time. Why I didn't do this in the first place, I'll never know. So it seems it goes this way. Looking at, I've just trawled through Jeff's pictures, and this nut seems to pull itself down into the body of the bush itself. When things aren't tightened up to stripping point, I always fancy a bit of thread lock. Do not want anything steering based having any kind of shenanigans. I'm quite sure the rubber itself kind of like stops the nut from undoing. I think that's it. Okay, so this is kind of making sense to me, I think. So these are the sleeves that went over these old studs. So don't hack them up too bad like I did. Luckily, they're savable. So I've got those in there, and I've got I think one in that side as well. But this side has that coming across and sitting on top of it. So I'm going to see if it would even be possible to stick the sleeve in this side. So I'll then put that one in that way. Sleeves are in these two. More red Loctite. Do not need these buggers coming loose. They're all very unusual to me. Show me once like a body swapping onto a different frame, I'm all good. Start doing mechaniculia shit like this. Very weird world. Well, it ain't going anywhere, that's for sure. So there we go, that's it installed. This only goes onto this shaft one way. Took me about 25 minutes to realise that. I forgot from taking it off. So, like we know, these are all red Loctited on, 3 sleeves in there, 1 sleeve not. Oil filter next. So an eagle-eyed among you will realise that I delete all of the oil cooler shenanigans and all that kind of stuff. I don't run water in the turbo. So you can see that the turbo water supply, I put a plug in. And then, oh my word, bearing in mind, I live in California. Never gets cold, and I don't run ever pretty much any water into the car either. I just run one hose from the top of the thermostat housing, one from the water pump, and one all the way around. How did I route it this time? Oh, there we go. That one there comes from the end of the intake manifold, and I'll route it all the way around the front and then into the header tank. Bleeds up super quick. Obviously I don't have heat in the car. The AC is still hooked up right now, it's not working. Yeah, so anyway, that's what I always tend to do with XRs. So right now, let's throw a different oil filter on it. Okay, I'm gonna pop the coil wire off, let it build up oil pressure. Still need to put trans fluid in it. I'm gonna do that once it's running. Nothing leaked out overnight. Let's give it a go. Well, disappointed so far, I have no brake pedal. We have oil pressure. Okay people, I hope you can hear me. I've got huge trains going past. So I'm down in Fontana today. It's mega windy because something has just dropped. That is how I like to start the... Should I tell you? Oh no. Let me show you the car first. Are you ready? No, that's not it. That's it. A Mercury Tracer. And some plonker's already broken the bloody bumper, which I'm gonna have to repair. Oh, I'm gutted about that. Somebody's taken the radiator already and messed about with it, and I think just battered the top. But it's going to be painted, so I've got to... brittle as hell. I don't know. It's a good starting point, but we'll see how long it sticks around. I am not going to lie, if I hadn't just driven about an hour and a half through epic traffic to get here, I probably would have left this. But Mercury Tracers are really rare to pop up in a yard right now. For anybody who isn't in America, this was some sort of weird Mazda tie-up in the early 90s, I think it was. And this is the American Ford Escort, basically. Mercury Tracer's the fancy one. So this is the front bumper. I really like these to put on the front of XRs, or at least as a starting point. I have a really exciting idea of what I want to do for the front end of the car. So we're going to have to definitely research repair tactics for all this palaver. Now let's let them relieve me of too much money. I can't believe I'm paying for this. So the bumper was $50, which we all know was way too much, including tax, and not too bad. But I got $14 back for the stock XR brake cores, the calipers and discs, which were worth $0. So $35 out the door for this bumper as my custom starting point. So I do feel like this show is a bit of a hunt for breadcrumbs of me doing things wrong, because I found something else on the XR this time. Luckily not the mod, and it's not a big thing, but I had an inkling it wasn't right. I checked it out with the creator and it's wrong. Let me show you. Okay, right there is the bleed nipple. Air likes to go to the top, not bottom. I was questioning it, and it seems I was right to do so. So I think, as far as I can remember, on the Focus, these calipers were at the front of the disc. I think that makes a difference for bleed nipple location. But what I've got to do is I have to flip the calipers from side to side, and I think that's going to put the nipple up here on top and make it and let it bleed, because right now I have zero pedal, and I'm quite sure this whole area up here is full of air. Right, just gave it a rinse off with some water, but now you can see the orientation of the bleed nipple is at the top. Methinks bleeding is going to be a heck of a lot easier now. So the right hand caliper goes on the driver's side. I was able to do it quick enough. I didn't want to clamp these hoses because they're all spanking new and I don't really ever get new stuff. So luckily I worked pretty quick, and as it dripped, it didn't drip enough, luckily, that it emptied the reservoir. So we'll just bleed up the front and hopefully the back are okay. Nice, I can officially declare we have a pedal. Gonna leave that for now until wife Tastic comes home and assists me with her specific brand of leg power. Now, let's have a play with this. So this is a Mercury Tracer bumper, which has seen much better days. We have to make this look perfect again. Obviously that's going to be easy, right? Now, again, the eagle-eyed among you may have figured out that there are no provisions for lights in this bumper. Don't panic. This is just phase one. We're not too worried about that right now. That bumper's going to be coming off. That bumper's going to be getting repaired or whatever to make it look better. And it's going to go on. Don't worry about lights for now. This is only phase one. Oh, and by the way, I did not pioneer this swap in any way. This is all Keenan. Very talented young man. Thank you, sir. Okay, right now, I don't actually know what is holding this up, wedged up. Yeah, got to figure that out. We're going to cut that out. We need to sandwich this back down and then epoxy it in some way. Oh, this was perfect when it went in the yard. Why did this person have to, I think, fucking whack it or stand on it? This happened to me on a Z3. It went into the yard with the perfect hood. And by the time I got there, about half an hour after it had been dropped, the hood was a mess. Somebody, I think, somebody put a crowbar under the front and hoiked it up. Joy. Okay. The game plan, a little bit of a game plan is developing. Let's grab some wood. So right now this top part that's risen up, it's got ribs running along it. I'm just trying to take the power out of it so it can hopefully flatten itself back down. I'm actually going to change tack a little. I'm going to take this bumper off. Reason being, there's a crossbar that runs here, and if memory serves me correctly, I have to cut way into that strengthening beam behind that bumper anyway. So there's no point in me trying to get tools into small holes to fix stuff if it's all going to be going anyway. So I'm going to whip this off. So there we have the starting point for swapping a front bumper out. Lost the AC, everything was seized, and then it smacked me in the head. So then I jumped all over it, so now it's all bent, and definitely never going to go back on this car. So there you go. Frustration worked out. So that's it. Now we just get to offer up the Mercury front bumper and see what we're going to use and what we're going to chop out. Okay, first thing to come off, bumper brackets. Everybody thinks I'm crazy because I look like I'm talking to myself, but I'm talking to you guys. Ha! Why is this so wide? The last one wasn't. Shit. Just as I thought, we're going to be keeping this flat centre section, but that is getting cut out. All of this is going, so we'll have really good access to the bendy area. I bet all you guys look at that and go, wow, it looks amazing, so much better. Yeah, not yet. It's going to get there though. We're trimming and it's getting closer and further and pushed further and further and further into the body. Very European-ish. At this point, the amount of time I've spent on this bumper trying to straighten out the damn thing, it probably would have been cheaper to buy a Cosworth bumper. Well, there you go. It won't be as unique as this though, will it? So most of the structure behind is gone as I'm trying to sandwich this down to go into place. I'm going to try and mount it now, just because I want to feel like I've achieved something today. Bleeding brakes and kind of getting a front bumper really doesn't really cut it. So we shall see if we can get some brackets made up real quick. So far, bumper bracket wise, those are the two existing bumper bracket bolts from the Mercury. So we just got flat plate there. Now we'll see if we can mark it up. She's bolted on. She's a bit on the piss, and it's got to go further back because right now I've not changed the car at all. I've used all existing bolt holes and just made those brackets, but I need this bumper to go further back because of that. That's the side bracket for the original XR bumper, and I don't want to trim those, so this bumper is going to have to go further back to cover it. As you see, that one is, where are we? You see that one's just hooked round. So I mean, this bumper's all bent up, so not the easiest thing to do, but yeah, the car hasn't been touched, bumper has. I couldn't resist just throwing one nut in each light and putting the grill on as well. Looks clean. A lot of people worry about the amount of airflow that the car gets with it just being down there. It's probably going to get a Cosworth style grill, or me cutting into this grill in a Cosworth style. We'll see what the future holds. But yeah, once that's painted gold, that's going to look tidy.
You're just going to cut straight to me, just standing here, like no entry, nothing.
Now that you just started it like that, yeah. You want to see what we did?
Yes.
Go see the XR.
You want me to walk around the corner first?
Yeah, I want a real reaction.
Oh boy. Oh, that is turquoise.
You know, a lot of the YouTube channels say, like, you know, budget supercar killer, and I think that's what this is turning into.
It's very Miami Vice.
You know, give me like a 40-foot fountain any day, and I'll live the Miami Vice dream.
I mean, you know,
roll my jacket up.
You've got the turquoise and you've got the kind of warm golden glow. It's very Miami.
I am a warm golden glow.
What does that even mean?
Don't know, but it sounded good.
So, wow. Okay, so this came off a Mercury what?
Tracer.
And it's cracked. Why would you do that?
Because this is the first one that's been within 100 miles of our house this year that's gone into scrapyard. So I just went down and got it. This is definitely going to be a mock-up bumper, you know.
A placeholder bumper.
Yeah, just test stuff out.
Tell everybody that, or are the comments going to explode with, dude, why did you get that broken piece of shit and put it on your car? What a waste.
They will explode with that exact comment. Whether I say anything about it or not. So yeah, so I get to experiment with this one and mess around with it, because basically, so where you see where it says Mercury on the front of the bumper, Okay, so from that line underneath down,
I thought they just spelled Merker wrong.
well, what I tend to do is I fill in the Y, and I do spell Merker wrong. That's what I did in the last one. So from that line down, under the Mercury, I may like French in a different bumper.
Okay.
Because it's a bit weak of chin.
Well, we don't like a weak chin.
We do not like a weak chin.
And how are you going to balance the 5-cylinder engine?
By putting bricks in the back?
You weren't prepared for that question, right?
No.
I might have been coached.
I am hoping the 5-cylinder engine will be so amazingly in good condition that it will balance itself.
That doesn't... listen, I don't know shit about cars, but that does not sound like a very valid rationale.
It's about as valid as you're going to get at like this time on a Saturday.
This is sort of your overall objective in our whole marriage. You just sort of stymie me out of making whatever point I was making because I just give up on your flawed logic.
You don't know what point you were making.
I can tell you didn't answer it well.
I don't know what to say. I have no idea what to say to that. But anyway.
Moving on.
So that's it. That's it for today. And the brakes still work from your amazing pumping.
Are you saying I didn't break the brakes, or you're saying I helped you make the brakes work?
You helped me.
Ah, okay. It sounded like the brakes still work after your amazing pumping.
No, they got better after you helped me.
Because I have been known to kill some brakes on some cars in my time.
Yeah. Well, and usually the cars that the brakes are attached to as well.
Mean.
And on that note, say goodbye to everybody. This is the end of the episode.
Bye everyone, see you next time on Nathan's Garage. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, like, share, like. I keep saying like because we want, those ratios need to go up. And yeah, tip jar, merch, all those good things. Please. Thank you. Bye.